Yo, happy Tuesday. Still August 11th, 2020. How y'all doing tonight? He got breaking news going on. You got a lot going on in the world, so I just felt like chit-chatting. Let's see what's happening with the people tonight. So I'm doing something new for the first time. I am going to be taking live questions. So call in. Call, text, whatever you got for me. And we gonna make it pop, y'all. So I'm a little early. Actually, I'm not. I'm right on time, actually. So I'm just gonna wait, see if we get any bites tonight. See if we get any bites. See if we get any bites. As y'all can see from my earlier videos, I changed my shirt because it was hot earlier. I had to come out that black shirt, man. It was killing me. So yeah, I want to see what y'all thinking, man. I don't really want to dictate the topic. I want to respond to a topic live. We're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it for the people live tonight. So I'm gonna hang on here for a little while. See what we get. Phone number is 980-202-1113. It's a little bit before 9 Eastern Standard Time. So whoever wants to talk, let's hit me with a question, your comment. You can text them. You can call directly. Don't be shy. Let's not be shy, people. Let's get this thing going. Everything is open. Phone line is open. Texting is open. Talk to me. Talk to your boy. Breaking news tonight was Biden picked Kamala Harris. Those of you who been following me, you should know that is no surprise because I told you that's exactly what he was going to do. Democrats always pick the wrong candidate. So we picked the wrong candidate for the president, and he turned around and picked the worst candidate possible for the vice presidency. I know y'all think it's a historical moment. Y'all screaming black girl magic. Y'all high-fiving and doing all of that. It's the same nonsense y'all did for Hillary. So effectively, Biden once again stuck his finger up at progressives, and he doesn't want to win. Kamala Harris doesn't deliver anything but bad baggage. She doesn't deliver California. He already had California. They was never going to vote for Trump. California was always a blue state, so she didn't deliver that. And what other state did she deliver? None. He has so many choices, man, that he could have picked, and everybody said it had to be a black woman. Why? I don't know why, but okay. So it had to be a black woman. So, okay, let's talk about black women. It was Val, it was Keisha Lance Bottoms, it was Nina Turner. Hell, he could have picked Maxine Waters. I mean, it was so many black women he could have picked. Stacey Abrams is horrible, just as horrible as...
Incoming call. I put it on the screen.
Hello? Ship? Yeah, that shit work. Let's talk about that further. I'm kind of doing a live video. You have a tendency, like, you be watching me? Like, you just call me when I'm live? Yeah, I'm taking live calls tonight. I'm talking to the people. Yes, I don't see a problem with that. While you're on the phone, do you have any questions that I need to answer live? Because that's what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Yeah, I'm doing live questions. I'm talking to the people. Well, I'm checking them live on my phone. So like, all right. Well, you think about that, and you can call the text. All right, appreciate it. Alright, that was not a live question call. That was something else. Come on, y'all. Talk to me. I ain't got no viewers. Where are y'all at tonight, man? It's 8:50. Y'all home. Y'all supposed to be home. What y'all doing? So we still waiting. We are still waiting. Waiting for live questions. Let me check, see if I got any texts yet. No texts, no questions. No viewers. What is going on, people? What's going on? Holla at your boy, man. We want to talk about this, man. It's supposed to be a historic night, right? This is supposed to be history, you know? Ain't that what they told us? This is historic. Yeah, no, it's not. We've seen it before. It's another bad candidate. They've essentially just handed the election back to Trump. Kamala Harris does not galvanize the people. Biden is already boring, so he hired a boring candidate to go along with himself. Somebody more boring than him, really, is what he just did. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But I said it was going to happen. I called it. I called it, y'all. I called it. Talk to me, people. This is your boy. You got V live tonight. Live from the backyard, son. Doing the backyard thing. Live questions, comments. Call or text 980-202-1113. It is now 8:52 p.m. Eastern Standard. Holla at your boy. Where my West Coast people at? It's like what? 6 o'clock out there? 6:30, somewhere around there? Holla at your boy. Talk to me. Where my Jersey people at, man? Where y'all at? See, a lot of people got a lot of shit to say, you know. And here you go. Here go your chance. Live. Live. In full effect. The top shot in full effect. Where my people's at, man? I'm waiting. I'm checking the lines. I'm keeping an eye out. Y'all know I ain't got but one good eye now. Let me check the text. No text yet. Still waiting. Still waiting. Trying to get y'all going, man. Trying to get y'all talking and engaged in the process. Somebody watching me, talk to me, call me, text me, whoever you may be. You must be a non-friend. That's cool. I'm taking all calls. All. I'm not discriminating. I'm not discriminating from nobody tonight. Talk to your boy. Talk to your boy. Let me share this live feed a couple other places. Hold on. Man, I need an anchor man to do this for me. I got a lot going on. Let's see here. People popping in and out. Don't nobody want to talk. Y'all be trolling, man. I need y'all to be engaged. To stop all the trolling. Let's get engaged. Let's participate in the system. Let's participate. Let's participate. I don't know why they brought the dog right here. Boots, come here. Boots. Boots. Boots, Boots, Boots. Hey, hey. Come here. Come here. Come on over here. That's why I be sending you in the house. Yep. You done got in trouble. I had to go back in. All that barking for no reason. All that barking. Tried to save him. He ain't want to be saved. He ain't want to be saved. Alright, talk to your boy, man. Where y'all at, man? Where y'all at? Where my V Speaks people at? Talk to me. Where my Instagram people at? Where are y'all at? I'll give it another 10 minutes. So somebody told me they won it one time. The heck? Need y'all to be engaged. We can talk about politics, relationships, personal questions, public questions, questions about me. I don't care. I'm down for whatever comes this way at this point. No subject is taboo. Y'all want to talk scriptures? We could talk scriptures. Y'all want to talk history, modern, ancient, whatever y'all want to do. Economics. Y'all want to talk the stock market? Some of y'all got some stock market tips. Where my boy Mo at? I know he got some tips. Let's talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Let's see what's going live on Facebook. Let's see what's happening. Let me just scroll through, see if anything is interesting. It's worth talking about while we waiting for some questions here. My cousin Russell got some paintings that he's going to debut some tomorrow. So I'll be sharing those. Yo, them joints is hot, y'all. Need y'all to check them out. Hit them up. Want some nice artwork for your home, your apartment. This is what you need to do. You need to holler at them. That's top-notch work right there. Beautiful work, too. Definitely holler at them. Okay? Let's see. What else we got? Okay, let me see. I'm just scrolling here. See if anything interesting catches my eye. Sometimes y'all got a lot of foolish stuff, man. That's a stupid question. Not engaging in that. Yeah, Mo, I see them sneakers you posted. I'm with them. I like them. I rock those. What's the price on them? Hit me with the price, man. Okay. Still, wait a minute. I ain't got comments going on this one. Wait a minute. There we go. Make sure I can see the comments. I don't know who that is. Okay. Beautiful family. Uriel. See you posted. Look like some family pics, brother. Beautiful family. All praises to the Most High and Christ bless. Appreciate you. Um, what you talking about, Rob? Rob said they don't give Jim Crow enough credit. Explain. I think you go in a certain place with that. Let's talk about it. Um, mm, Who said that? Leonidas, crazy. What up? Just kind of scrolling, y'all. Sharing live what I do. So I'm just waiting for one of the questions to roll in and we can get going. But I'm looking for little topics right now. Um, let's see. So a question on the table is, can you be somebody else's rainbow, even in the midst of your own storm? I think that's a good question. I would say yes. We all go through trials and tribulations, and we all go through times. So because you're going through something, you may be able to be beneficial to somebody else going through their own trials and tribulations. That's the iron sharpening the iron. We all supposed to strengthen each other. Um, so yeah, I think you can. I mean, you're never gonna get to this state of everything is exactly as. At least you should never think that about yourself, because you should constantly be examining yourself and looking to improve. So you should always be in that kind of state of improving yourself. But as you're doing that, that struggle that you're going through, you may be able to benefit somebody else going through their own struggle. Um, because of the struggle that you went through. Um, you may have come across a friend that's having problems with their kids. Well, your kids, you may have went through a similar struggle at some point in the past, so you could be beneficial to your friend. Words of encouragement, or some type of parental technique, or even a failure you want to share. Hey, I tried this. Don't make the mistake I made. You might want to do it differently. So it's a lot of things that we can help each other with. Um, I think we have to stop looking at the world through negative only. You can't have up without down. You can't have good without bad. So we need to start seeing the whole picture, not just wanting to focus on part of the picture, if that makes sense. So yeah, we all can be beneficial to each other. Who I got? Okay. So I got RC. Shalom. So that's the answer to that question. Um, let's see here. Oh, I don't know how I did that. Let's see what else I got. Yeah, I'm not sure this one. This is an interesting one. It's more of a comment or a statement. I don't think like no Christian, yet I am haunted by the ghost of being a Hebrew. I'm not quite sure what they were trying to say. I wish that would be a little bit more explained. Um, Somebody asked a Bible trivia. If Christ doesn't have a biological father and you are what your father is, how is because he had a biological father who was from the tribe of Judah. So I'm not quite sure whether he doesn't have a biological father comes from. I say read the scriptures. Um, I say read the scriptures or consult your leadership and let them explain that to you. But Christ does have a biological father. Nowhere in the scriptures does it say he doesn't. Uh, uh, Somebody asked, are cognitive dissonance and hypocrisy mutually exclusive? I don't know if that's the right phrasing of that question. I think I understand what you're meaning, but I would say no, they're not. One isn't. They're not directly. There's no direct correlation between the two. Um, Hypocrisy is more of a willful thing. They're conscious of their hypocrisy. They're very conscious, and often they try to hide it. Whereas cognitive dissonance is more unaware. I got a comment. So change my screen so I can see that comment because I can't see it on the phone. So let me see if I can find it over here on this phone, and let's see what we get. All right. Well, I don't think it's about preventing mistakes. Some mistakes we need to happen. It's kind of like learning to walk. We all fall. We all fall. Sometimes it's the encouragement. It's the encouragement that'll help somebody fall less. And that's kind of a generational thing. A lot of times we don't talk to our kids and we don't let them know what our failures were, and then our kids end up making the same doggone failures. Or riding a bike. I mean, when a person learns how to ride the bike, you're running behind them, you're holding the seat, and you begin to let go. They're gonna no matter how. I mean, Brooklyn is probably the exception to the rule. Brooklyn was the child. I never seen children do what she did. Brooklyn is a genius, so she's the exception to the rule. Brooklyn can look at something and figure it out in her brain and do it right the first time. That's an unusual skill. Never seen nobody do that before. She's a genius, and she was like that as a baby. Most kids, it's a little different thing. But that's what it's like, though. I mean, for the rest of us, normal human beings that don't have super mental powers like Brooklyn Bear, the last dragon, or the next dragon, other than Brooklyn Bear, for the rest of us, normal people, we learn, we have to have those mistakes to learn. But sometimes being there just support for a person. My brother Mark was going through something recently that I went through a year ago, and he asked me questions, and I'm glad I was there for him. He still got to go through it. I'm not changing that from him, but I hope I've provided him a little ease of mind why he's going through what he's going through, and I know exactly what it is. The uncertainty was killing me, just not knowing and, doing it alone and all of that kind of stuff for the most part. So sometimes just letting somebody know, hey man, you ain't alone. I'm in this with you, or hey, I'm here. I may not be able to be there financially or physically, but I'm there spiritually. I'm there emotionally with you. You can always call me. Sometimes being that person for somebody, just a little guidance, goes a long way. It's not always about saving people. I mean, only Christ can save us. But we can strengthen each other. Iron sharpens iron. But we got to build ourselves up to be iron first. Let's see what we got. All right. Keep them coming. That was a good topic. What else I got? Going back down the feed again. Let me keep it going. Well, let me check the call history. See if I got a text yet. It's refreshing. No text yet. Okay. No calls. No text. Okay. So we're going back to the Facebook. Let me see what else I got. I'm checking a few different pages, so please forgive me. Let me refresh this. Let's see who we got. Brother says, Shamanda Nagazi Adesini is the finest woman on earth. Brother, I disagree with that. She cute. She ain't the finest woman on earth. I could think of plenty of women finer than her. Everyday women. Well, I mean, my take on fine women is different from others. I guess so. It's to each his own. I mean, I like an everyday woman. I like a woman who wakes up natural, don't have to put no makeup on every day. So the finest woman on the planet Earth that I would say is the finest woman, that would be Brielle Parker. She's the finest woman I've ever seen. That girl is absolutely gorgeous. Every day, no makeup, just does what she does. But, to each his own, I'm not really a light-skinned woman. And the Ngazi girl, yeah, she's that Nigerian writer or South African writer or whoever she is, the curly hair, light skin. Seen it, done it. No, thank you. It's my opinion. Let's see. The king, the boss Antoine Holmes, he kind of said what I said. Here's what he said. Politics can be a dirty game. So Joe Biden went and grabbed a quote-unquote black woman as a running mate. So y'all don't think this was a move to pander to black people. Feelings. I don't know why he's asking feelings, but I need to talk to this brother. Somebody tell him to call me. But yeah, I agree with what he's saying. It's exactly a move to pander. It's not going to work. Everybody's seen it coming. And we've seen it coming a mile away. That's the problem. I tried to explain it to some boomers earlier. They don't get it. They still don't get it. They didn't get the Hillary thing. I told them during Hillary it wasn't going to work. It's not working now. The Republicans tried this pandering to women thing. You got men in the middle part of this country who ain't going to vote for a woman, period. It's just what it is. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. Kamala Harris has a lot of baggage. Both her and Biden have made their careers locking up black men. That's not a good look. Or anything to the ticket that he couldn't have already got himself. Actually, what she does is bring a lot of baggage and an easy target for Trump. Um, it's gonna be interesting. That's all I could say. I'm just gonna get my popcorn ready. They don't galvanize their base, which is what they needed to do. So they can't blame the base for not showing up. If they already had problems with the base. They didn't do anything to correct the problem. They added to the problem. That's their fault. They can't blame anybody but themselves. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It is what it is. Willie Monroe, how you doing, brother? Talk to me, Willie. What you got for me tonight? What you got for me? You posted something interesting recently. I meant to comment on it a few days ago. I can't remember what it was. I might go to your page in a minute, see if I can remember what it was. Uh, oh, wow, that was a good question. Uh-huh. Just scrolling. Raheem, good question. Brother, you post a lot of good shit, man. I miss talking to you. Unpopular opinion. Pac was light years ahead of Biggie. I'd agree with that. Yeah, I mean, just body of work by itself. Pac was doing movies, had multiple records, had been in the game a while. I don't know why they try to compare them. I don't even know why they try to make it an East Coast and West Coast thing. Pac was in New York and Jersey. He went to the West Coast afterwards, but he wasn't from the West Coast, you know. But whatever. I mean, but you like him for different reasons, you know. Um, but they always try to do that comparison kind of thing. I don't think that's a fair comparison. Good, Willie. Good. Talk to me. You got a question for me? Call in. Call me, man. Numbers on the description. Call me. Let's talk. Give me a question, a comment, something. Give me something to work with tonight. Let's talk about something. Whatever you want to talk about, brother. Somebody said they like scrolling through old posts to see who deleted them. If somebody deleted you, I don't understand. If they deleted you or blocked you, you can't see them. And if they delete, do you really remember all of the posts you made? Like, are you saying they deleted the posts and you like to see them delete them? I personally could care less what people do. People react to the truth different ways. It's a double-edged sword. Um, some people post because they just want to be contentious and they want to argue, and then they get mad when they get that argument or they get that difference of opinion. Some people they just live for the controversy, you know. Some people are actually asking genuine questions, which is a rare thing. But you get that out there. Some people are seeking more understanding, more information, and some people just fucking trolls, man. They go from post to post, starting arguments. They wake up thinking about arguments, and I'm gonna piss this person off today, and I don't have time for that. I've been on the internet too long. Too long. Who else has got me here? Alright. Let me see here. Let's get Willie to come on here with me. See, they come on, talk to me. See here. See if he coming on here with me. I like to talk to the older generation. He's a little bit older than me. Um, Like to get their perspective on things. Because contrary to popular belief, there are some progressive boomers out there. I like to talk to them. It's interesting. Talk to me. Come on in here. Man, I don't think he clicked yes. Okay, he ain't coming on with me. He ain't coming on. All right, somebody, come on. Y'all got the number. Call, text. Let's do this, man. Let's talk. This social media, y'all some of the most antisocial people. Y'all don't be wanting to talk. Y'all be acting scared. I ain't gonna bite you. I ain't gonna bite y'all. Let me see if anybody texts me yet. Go text. Wait a minute, that's the wrong one. Wait a minute, let me go to this one. Any calls? Nope, still no calls. On that one. Let's go back to Facebook. So what's the number? The number is 980-202-1113. Taking live calls, comments. Y'all can call in live or y'all can text. Or you can get on live on camera with me, however you want to do it. Come get some. Somebody come get some tonight. Let's get some. Okay, that what your boy Gary Owens said? Come get some. Who that? Who is this on here with me? That's Willie again. He ain't want to come on. Okay, who else we got? It could be a quick question. It ain't got to be a whole conversation. It could be a quick question. Let's do it. Let's talk. Let's give the people some of this. The people want to get some too. Let's give it to them. Because, people tell me all the time, oh, you only talk to people who already agree with you. No, that's not what I do. I talk to a lot of different people. Let me see here. Oh, man, I'm positive I won't bite, man. Come on in. Get on here with me. Ask me a question, man. Let's talk. Give me a comment or a question. We ain't biting. I'm in good spirits tonight. Great spirits, actually. Don't leave me hanging. I'm just sitting out here in the backyard. This humidity done went away. A little rain came and knocked it out. I'm black, so the bugs don't bite me. People are like, how you sit outside? The mosquitoes, they always be biting on me. They don't like me. Guess I got nasty blood or something. So, oh no. These phones gonna be down in a minute. And I ain't bring a charger. I don't feel like charging up out here. So I'm gonna let them run for a little bit, maybe another 10, 15 minutes. Talk to your boy. Talk to your boy. All right, let's go back on Facebook, y'all. Let's see what's happening on there. Tesla stock, it's about to do a 5-to-1 split, so that's gonna be interesting to see how that happens. I know they up right now after hours trading. Um, I got a little bit in Tesla. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I wish these Republicans get their act together so because see this the stock market is real unstable right now. They don't know which way to go, so they're waiting for that deal to get made. Once that deal gets made, then some of these stocks is gonna shoot up. I need them to hurry up. Got back to school stuff to pay for. Talking to teachers earlier today, they on a mission. Um, Somebody said, I don't give a fuck who the president and VP is. They ain't gonna stop my bag, point blank. You know, bruh, that sound like stripper talk, okay? Uh, Last time I checked, that money that you talking about is in that bag. They got a white man face on it, okay? So best believe it do matter who in the office. It's they system. You playing in they system, it do matter. It do matter. It will stop their bag. Let's not be naive about where we at. We still in captivity under their rules. Got to play by their rules. That's part of the system. Okay, let's see what Willie got. Can't read that up there. I'm gonna putting it over here. Let's see here. Let's see what he said here. What Willie said. Yeah, it's not about agreement. I mean, too often we get caught up in like and agreements. Um, it's all about learning from each other. It's a lot more. It's a lot of people I talk to on a regular basis. I don't agree or like them, for that matter. But interest and opinions, perspectives, and I do take those into consideration. But I don't want to talk to people who disagree with me all the time. That means you're doing something wrong. If you're talking to a bunch of people and all of them disagree with you, you better change your circle quick. So yeah, that ain't good for me. My style is I don't really necessarily have a style. Um, I'm honest. I'm blunt. Yeah, if you want to call that. Um, I don't sugarcoat things for people. Um, it is what it is. I don't speak from a place of from ill intent. I think some people get that twisted, like I'm mean or something, or I want to bite somebody's head off. No, not at all. We just been playing games as a people for 401 years now, and too many scriptures say, "Thus saith the Lord," and I don't play them games no more. Um, we don't have time for it. We living in the last days. I don't have time for it. But different perspectives. I like to hear them. All right, I'm sorry, the camera went out for a minute. Who I got? I got a new person. Ella Israel. Now, shalom, shalom. Glad to have. We just doing a live talk right now. No topic, questions, comments. Could be a historical question, contemporary, biblical, non-biblical, personal, whatever. I'm down for any kind of question right about now. We can go live together. You can do a text. The phone number's in the comment. You can ask it live in the comments here. I'm paying attention to those right now. However you want to do it, I'm willing to go. I think we all need to dialogue and uh, iron sharpens iron, and this is one of the ways we can do that by having dialogue. A lot of times we just troll each other, and we look for things that we like, and we tend to ignore things we dislike. Because we as a people get in our feelings, quote unquote feelings, and a lot of times those feelings ain't based on nothing. It ain't based on nothing concrete. And then we like to put the word hashtag facts behind something that ain't got nothing to do with no kind of fact, you know. But especially our older generation, one of the failures of that generation is y'all don't talk, y'all don't dialogue, y'all talk at us, but never with us. I'm not saying you yourself, Willie, are guilty of this. I'm just saying as a generation, speaking to younger generations, and that's why the millennials and the Zoomers they call your generation boomers sarcastically. That's where that hashtag boomers comes from. I would say of your generation, the boomers. Um, they don't listen. So even now, we trying to explain to them why Kamala Harris is a bad choice. We're trying to tell them the whole time. They still don't get it. They high fiving each other. They don't realize they really just handed the election to Donald Trump. They giving this guy every out there is. He should be knocked out of the park by now. He is screwing up in historic ways, and the Dems ain't fighting on nothing. They just sitting back. Oh, he gonna kill himself, really? Y'all thought that the first time. It didn't happen. At some point, you gotta. Somebody is teetering over that cliff. You gotta push him off the cliff. To beat the champ, you gotta knock him out, right? Ain't that the rules? To beat the champ, you gotta knock the champ out. Okay. Um, I understand where you're coming from, Willie, on that comment. I understand that. I think it's semantics rather. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me pause for a second, and I'm gonna come right back. I'm sorry. I had to get me some tea. So I was beginning to start to answer the question or respond to the statement. It wasn't a question. It was a statement. All of these words are offensive. Niggas, niggas, African American, Afro American, Moorish, all these. words, some of them are more offensive than nigger to me. African American is extremely offensive because they're calling us, it's a byword. They're all bywords. And they're they're not our God-given name. Um, so I'm fine with, let's get rid of all of them, but I'm not gonna pick and choose which ones than others. African is a name created after a white man, an Edomite. American is a name created after another Edomite. So our nationality is two Edomites that enslaved us. That's what we call ourselves. They've always called us by bywords. That's one of the curses in Deuteronomy 28 and 37, I think, somewhere around there. We would be called bywords and proverbs. That's just one of those things. None of them are good. Um, none of them are our God-given names. So still, until we wake up and start calling ourselves by our God-given name, all of those names are offensive. I was born in '76. The term African American was coined in '84, '86, somewhere 10 years out when I was 10 years old. Jesse Jackson came up with it. Now, so how am I older than my nationality, supposedly? It's crazy. Um, we're not African, we're not American. That, again, the name Africa, the Africanus was the white man's who was named, that the continent was named after him as if he discovered it. The continent was already there. That's what civilization is from. But I mean, to me, it's neither here nor there. Um, it's neither here nor there. It's just a word that it's a discussion that doesn't add anything of value to us. What difference does it make? Is it going to change what we're doing in this country? If I call somebody African American, Negro, African American, Afro, whatever, Black American, what? If we're still operating the same way, we're still in captivity, we're still operating that way, what difference does it make? Let's call ourselves by our true God-given names. Let's get rid of all of those names that Esau, the Edomites gave us, those bywords. Let's break the curse. So until we're ready to do that, it doesn't matter what we call each other. Um, Ninjas. I mean, sometimes I use that word. I mean, it's a play on words. It's hard to, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's just Bible prophecy being fulfilled there. That's all that is. But we um we need to get down to solving the actual problem and stop focusing on symptoms of problems. That's a symptom. That's a very minor problem. Coming to the understanding of who we truly are, that's a better discussion. If not that, then who are we really? Because we damn sure ain't Africans, so-called Africans, okay? But we let these people, through their crafty counsel, decide the argument for us. And we need to stop doing that. We need to start deciding the arguments for ourselves. That's what we need to start doing. Um, Checking comments right now. Also, the word educate. You say you're trying to educate your brothers. Education isn't our problem. We got plenty of education. Um, we don't need to educate each other. We need to edify each other. A little bit different. Education is nothing more than job placement. That's all it does. It's not. It doesn't increase your intelligence. So from the end of high school to the end of college, your IQ doesn't go up. It's the same. So what is education doing for you? But training you to do a job. Now we need to edify ourselves, which is a little bit more different. Um, and we need to bethink ourselves, as the Bible says. We got to bethink. That means rethink. All of these things that we've been so-called educated on and trained on, we need to throw it all out and start over. And we need to put ourselves in the position of a baby, as the scripture says, and relearn, transform ourselves. That's what we need to do. Um, an interesting thing, one of the least educated people in this country are also the highest income earners in this country. Isn't that interesting? And usually people think, oh, it's the white people, or it's the Jewish people. No, a group of people is on top of them when it comes to income. That's your Asian people. But Asian people are also the least educated people in this country. See, everybody thinks that, oh, the Asians are the smartest. No, they're number one, but not in education. They're number one in business ownership. That's what makes them number one in income. Even in China, those people aren't geniuses working in computer labs. They rice farmers. They get trained to do a job, and they do it well and consistently. But it's not about education. Not about education at all. Education is an overrated thing and has done nothing for us in this country. It hasn't translated into one dime for us. Actually, we were more profitable as a people when we had less education as a people, coming out of slavery and up until the 1940s. So from 1865 to 1940, that's when we had the Black Wall Streets almost in every state. We had a Black Wall Street in every state. We had lawyers and doctors at that time. It wasn't because we were more educated than white people. We were less educated. So within 10 years of slavery being open, we were opening up colleges. How did we do that? We didn't have education coming out of slavery. Okay. So now you flash forward 100 years, and we can't even do what former slaves was doing. It was only 4 million of them. There's 43 million of us, highly educated people, and we have less than what they had. We have less than what our grandparents' generation had. It's time for us to start being honest. Education has changed that. Nor did education build the middle class as the propaganda machine tells you. Propaganda machine tells you, oh, the white middle class was built on their hard work and education. No, it was built on big government, a lot of government handouts, and a lot of guns to back up what they was giving to white folks. That's how the middle class was built. Okay, we have less wealth. This generation, Generation X, has way less wealth than their grandparents' generation, which would have been the great generation. How is that? Even though they're more educated and they're more productive as workers, they have less wealth, significantly less wealth. How is that? If education is the key. See, we got to start looking at the numbers and get out of our feelings and our opinions, and we agree the numbers don't lie. Home ownership was at an all-time low during Barack Obama. All-time low, even though education was at an all-time high. How is that? Mm. Wages are stagnant and have been so for the last 30 some odd years. We got to start being real and honest about these things. Still waiting on questions, people. It's 9:45. I'm gonna get another 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. Another 5 minutes. Checking now for last comments and calls. Checking, checking. I shared a post earlier from something I posted years back. Was it cognitive dissonance that I talked about? Wait a minute, let me find that post. Yeah. It was about confirmation bias and illusion of validity. We suffer from that. And, you know, we like to fill it. We like to create a storyline. That's illusion of validity. We like to create a storyline. And then because of our preconceived notions, we like to fill in the blanks for that storyline to make reality make sense. And we've been doing that too long as a people, especially when it comes to the Democratic Party. We just fill in blanks, and we keep telling ourselves, "Oh, Hillary lost because the young people didn't do something." No, Hillary lost because she was a bad candidate, point blank. Now we're making the same exact mistake over again. At some point, we gotta get past our illusion of validity and face facts and reality. Gotta stop doing that, people. I think I got another comment. Let me see. Let me see. No, wait a minute. I'm on the wall post. Hold on. Damn it. That's the old. Why can't I get to where I'm at? Huh, that's weird. All right, let's. Okay, here we go. All right, what's this one? Yeah, I mean, I agree. Teaching from experience is a very important tool, um, but that doesn't necessarily mean educating. Educating and teaching isn't always the same thing. Um, and sometimes we want to make words mean what we want them to mean, but we got to make sure we're using the words that actually mean a specific thing. And I say that all the time on my videos. We like to use the word "I feel" instead of "I think," kind of thing. We think those words are synonymous. So no, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm disagreeing with the word "educate." Teaching is definitely is a good word. And teaching from experience, we definitely all have experiences that we can learn from one another from. Um, Definitely that. That's what these young boys is missing today. They don't have teachers, and that's what black men historically have served in the community. I know I grew up without my biological father, but I had other men in my life. I had uncles. I had my grandfather. I had my stepfather. I had Malcolm the fireman down the street, or you had Big Mike around the corner. I had other men who I was able to learn from, who was able to teach me. But these young boys today don't have that. There aren't any men um, who are really being allowed to teach in that way unobstructed. Let me say that unobstructed. Today, it's a lot of obstruction. You get a lot of propaganda from mainstream, and now we have our own women who obstruct the men. You know, so you got men who are trying to teach these young boys, but they got their mama that's over your shoulder and rah, 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 with all of that. You know, I didn't have that growing up. You know, I never saw that growing up. That's something new. Um, my grandparents, I'm sure they had disagreements, but they didn't do it in front of me. Very rarely that I can recall my grandmother doing that rah, 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 rah stuff behind my grandfather, like he trying to tell me something. My grandfather was talking to me. Wasn't nobody else interrupting him. Wasn't nobody else directly contradicting him. But you got in this today's world, you can't tell you ain't they mama, you ain't they daddy, and then even if it is the daddy, they won't even let the daddy talk because they want rah, 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 all of that, you know, the black girl magic bullshit. Well, we tried that for 50 years, and our community is worse off, and it's time for us to be honest about that fact. I was talking to a sister last week, and I spit a fact at her on this topic. Oh, and then her comeback was, "Oh, that's your opinion." No, 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 no. Just because you disagree with what I said doesn't mean it's an opinion. What I said to her was 80% of our children are being born to single households. That's what I said to her. That's a fact. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. You may not want to hear it, or you may not think that that particular number applies to you in the way I'm saying it. That doesn't change the fact how it's affecting us as a group. But it's condescending and it's dismissive. This thing, oh, that's your opinion. No, it's not my opinion. Here is the facts. They exist. This is, oh, that's your truth. That's what people. No, there's only one truth. Ain't no multiple truths. It's one truth. You got multiple opinion. They just like assholes. Everybody got one. But truth is truth, and reality is reality. We all live in reality, the same reality. Ain't no multiple reality. But but that's the new age, you know. Well, I raised my kids just fine or something she said to me. And that remains to be seen. I mean, but we're not talking about you as an individual. We're talking about as a group. I mean, there are always exceptions. There's always exceptions to the rule. That doesn't change the rule from being true. She might have been a great mother, might have done a great job raising her kids um, by herself. Not taken away from her. That does the fact doesn't change what she already did. That may or may not be true. I don't know. Uh, but the facts, the numbers don't lie. Um, and just like I said to her, what do you own? Where's your wealth at? Like, let's be real about it. Since you want to put yourself on the chopping block, and then she couldn't stand up to the scrutiny and hung up. You know, of course, you put yourself, you made it about you. So let's make it about you. Now it's about you. Oh, why you doing me like that? You know, because you made it about you. I was talking about a general rule that is affecting a lot of me. We aren't doing better as a people. We aren't prospering. We haven't got better. In a lot of ways, we've went backwards. We don't have what our grandparents had because we won't even be honest with ourselves to admit that. Our grandparents wasn't out here driving Ubers or taxi cabs. They had one job. They worked that job from the time they got out of school, damn near to the time they died. They went on vacations. They bought cars. They raised grandchildren. We can't do that in today's world. We don't even have the job stability that they had. You know, it's a different world. But we got to be honest. Let's see here. And the book knowledge thing. most of us don't even have book knowledge. Again, we have job placement, we have training. We go to a job to learn how to push a button, file a paper. But we talk about actual historical knowledge. Most of us don't have that. We have no clue. We don't know who we are historically, where we come historically. Most of us, oh, I'm from Africa because the white man told us that they took us from the west coast of Africa. So that means you're African? Okay. What country in Africa? Because we're the only group of people that associate with a continent. Okay. North American includes Canadians, Americans, and Mexicans, right? So we don't call all of those people North Americans. So why do we call ourselves African? There are 58 countries in Africa, right? 55, 58, something like that. They're two groups of people historically from Africa. That's your Hamites and your Shemites. So which one of them people are you saying you're from? See, but most of us don't even have that knowledge of that concept. Then we want to go, oh, I'm Kemetic, I'm Asiatic, I'm Ethiopian, I'm Egyptian. You sound like a fool. You don't know which you are. All of those people enslaved us. Okay? But we also have that cognitive dissonance or the Dunning Kruger where we think because I don't know something, you must not know it either. There's no way that nigga could know what I don't know because I got more experience than him. I'm older than him. The Bible says your number of days has nothing to do with wisdom. Daniel was one of the wisest men ever, and he was that way as a young man. He was way wiser than the elders. Okay? Age has nothing to do with wisdom. I'm trying to keep up with comments. Let me see. All right, brother. I think that's all I got tonight. I need to charge up. My phone is dying. It's almost 10 o'clock. If y'all got questions, leave them under the post. I'll check eventually, or feel free to text or leave a voicemail. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But like and share, follow V.